So I want to respond to a comment that somebody left on my video that I posted Easter, talking about how there isn't enough debate in the dog training community. Personally, I believe that. And he was commenting on my analogy. It's a great comment, by the way. If you want to go read it, it's the username cheapbra9778, I think it was. But he had said, because I used an analogy of, say, two UFC fighters, Goose, hey, look, she's trying to get in the mud. She's trying to get in the mud. I used an analogy of two UFC fighters, say, making videos, training in the gym, sparring, so on and so forth, and also talking shit about how much better they are than another fighter, but those two fighters never actually get in the cage and find out who's better. And I likened this to what I see in the dog world, where you have people making videos talking about how much better they are than everybody else, or criticizing other people, or talking about how their methods are better, their understanding's better, their philosophy is superior. And some of these individuals have been extended the opportunity to debate, but those people, they go silent. They don't take the opportunity to engage in a debate, not only for the sake of the people watching, but for the sake of the dogs. You know, if you truly people, like, to me, Zach George is a prime example of, he has no issue calling people dog abusers and saying, oh, you're suppressing behavior and blah, blah, you know, all the shit that he says. And people have given him the opportunity to debate or just have a conversation. And every time he's refused. And Robert Cabral even offered him money. I think it was like $1,000. And it would have been donated to the dog charity of Zach's choice for just showing up. And Zach still didn't take the offer. Why? Right? Free money donated to a charity would benefit dogs, and he still didn't want to show up to have a conversation. So now this individual had said that it was a false equivalence, right? Which he does have a point. And he had said that the true test is the dogs. Show the work on the dogs. Show that your method and your understanding works on the dogs. And I totally agree with this person, because that is truly, you know, what are your results? Now, the way you get there does matter, but showing your work is very, very important. And this is why I believe that people should be more transparent with their work and posting, you know, unedited videos, sessions they have with dogs. You know, as much as people don't really watch the whole video, I know you don't. The fact that you post it out there and it's available for anyone to see, that says enough, right? So while I do agree with this individual that it is a bit of a false equivalence, because two, you know, fighters have to get in the cage to fight, we don't necessarily have to show up to a debate, and the real test is the dogs. Well, here's my point. Here's my point with all this. I'm not exactly talking about the people who just post their work, they do their own thing, they mind their own business, and they show what they have to offer and they leave it at that. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people specifically who talk shit about other people, make videos criticizing other people, make videos saying their way of doing things is better, their understanding is superior, so on and so forth, where they're directly calling somebody out, or they're even going to the length of calling somebody a dog abuser. When those people are challenged and said, well, let's come discuss it, let's come debate it. If you think your ideas are better than mine, or you think I've got something wrong, come discuss it. Let's hash it out. Those people refuse to engage. So in that sense, it's not a false equivalence, because you're just like the UFC fighter who says you're better than the other fighter but won't actually step foot in the cage and find out. You know, you work with dogs, and you want to say you're better than somebody else, or you want to criticize somebody's method or understanding, but you won't engage with the debate to actually find out. So here's the thing. While showing your work with the dog is extremely important, and being transparent about that work is extremely important, being able to debate an idea or a method or your understanding of things is just as good a demonstration that your ideas and understanding is sound as showing your work, right? And this is why the force-free people, you'll never see a video of them actually working with an aggressive dog. They'll talk about it, but they won't show it. So it's kind of the opposite, where they'll talk all day long about how much better they are, but they don't show their work. Well, a lot of these people are kind of the same way, where they do show some work, but this is the other issue I have with it, is you can misrepresent results with dogs. You could show some work, but not really a whole process, and then claim you're better. Okay, well, that's not good enough. You should be able to show your work and break down what it is you do. And if somebody challenges you on an idea or a method or whatever, you should, on the spot, you should be able to take a debate as soon as somebody offers, because your understanding is that concrete. Like if somebody debated me or offered to debate me right now, I could take that debate and I would be 150% confident that I could express my ideas coherently and that I could defend what it is that I do, why I do it, and my understanding of things. That's my point. I'm not really talking about the people who just kind of mind their own business, post their work, and you know, they're not really talking about other people. I'm talking about the people who do that. Because you're basically, you know, you're happy to criticize, but when somebody comes to criticize you or says, hey, oh, you think I'm wrong? Well, let's talk about it. You run away. Well, to me, that's no different than the UFC fighter saying I'm better than the other guy, but he won't actually get in the cage and find out. You see what I'm saying?